A new blueprint calls for a single global internet via regulatory interoperability and oversight. That is a roadmap for one worldwide moderation standard. Our next guest served at the U.S. State Department and runs the Foundation for Freedom Online. He's mapped the pipelines between governments, NGOs, and trust and safety teams across such platforms. Our friend Mike Benz joins us. That manual, that recommendation is pretty scary.
Well, it's funny because the Stanford Cyber Policy Center, which hosted Barack Obama's April 2022 speech on disinformation, greenlighting to all of the international allies and empower regulatory authorities that it was now okay, full steam ahead, to have the government regulate mis and disinformation. It was hosted at the Stanford Cyber Policy Center, which itself hosted the Stanford Internet Observatory, which has now been shut down, but was the key lever for censorship of the 2020 presidential election in the United States, as well as for censorship of COVID-19. That was their election integrity partnership and then their virality project initiatives. They had 50 people at Stanford University monitoring the internet for dis, and malinformation, anything that might challenge Joe Biden or the perceived legitimacy of his strange universal mass mail-in ballot loss and then win in the days that followed. I had been trying to break into this conference, the one that Michael Shellenberger posted the receipts about. I believe it was a 2 or 3 day conference that Stanford had last month. I'd been trying to get in for a month or so beforehand, but Stanford has now switched to this private model where you pretty much need to give up your government ID to register, and they don't leave an online footprint like they used to. They used to publish these videos and conferences on their YouTube account, but after all the flack that they caught, they now do this essentially in the shadows with funding from the Knight Foundation, which is a USAID partner to help the State Department and CIA flip elections overseas. They fund the Stanford Cyber Policy Center, which is effectively a joint baby of Michael McFaul, the Obama U.S. ambassador to Russia, and Francis Fukuyama, the architect of NATO expansion, from the State Department, the RAND Corporation, MITRE, the Council on Foreign Relations, etc. I want to note a few things about this Stanford Cyber Policy Center, which is one of the major global coordinating nodes for wrangling all of the cats. You can almost think of it the way that a border collie is, if you've ever seen them wrangle sheep so that they all go in the same direction and all head